and welcome back to another UFC video. In this video, I will try to build the perfect main card and prelims for UFC 311 in January. I will be lining up the most realistic matchups that I think should be put on this card. Some of these are already confirmed, I believe, but I'm not sure. So let's start off with the prelims. Keep in mind, we'll be skipping the early prelims. The first fight of the prelims will be Sopai versus Ricky, which is already confirmed, I believe. I think this will be a good bounce back for Sopai to go in there and get a win. He did get brutally knocked out in his previous fight, which is unfortunate. But that only happened because he gassed out. Hopefully he has worked on his cardio, and also this time, this won't be on short notice for him. My pick for this fight would be Sopai. Moving on to the next fight, I would have Peyton Talbot versus Barcelos. After this fight, Peyton should probably get a ranked opponent since I think he will beat Barcelos even though he will be a solid test for Talbot. But I have Talbot by finish. Next fight, I would match up Grant Dawson versus Ferreira. Another great fight in my opinion. And my pick to win this fight would be Dawson. He's currently ranked 15th in the rankings, and I think he should be getting a ranked opponent after this fight, so he could move up higher in the rankings. Now ending off the prelims with a heavyweight fight, which will be Almeida versus Spivak, both coming off wins in their last fights. Should be a great fight in my opinion. And also, if Almeida wins, he will be close to a title shot. Almeida is one of the few good heavyweights, and will win this fight pretty easily. I don't rate Spivak that highly. Yeah, so this is my prelims for UFC 311. I think this is a pretty good prelims. I will be watching these fights 100% from start to finish. The fight I'm most excited out of these would be Sopai versus Ricky. Now let's move on to the main card, which is probably why you clicked on this video. Opening up the card, I would have Walker versus Guskov. This is a great matchup for Walker to get back on track with. We all know Walker has had it rough recently coming of back-to-back knockout losses against Volkan and Ankalaev. But I believe he will get this fight done. I've been seeing footage and pictures of him training his wrestling, and also seen him with Khabib. So hopefully Walker has improved since his last loss and will get this win. Only problem with Walker is his chin, but I think he will be alright for this one. For the second fight of the main card, I have matched up Dariush versus Fiziev. You can't lie, this would be a great fight. Both haven't fought in a while and is on a 2-fight losing streak. Dariush has lost to the better competition since he lost to Arman and Charles. But who I would pick for this fight is very hard. I would probably pick Fiziev, but this is a fight where both fighters is desperate for a win. But I believe Fiziev would get the win over Dariush. For the next fight, I have Henry Cejudo against Chito Vera. This is a great matchup for Cejudo to come back and get a win since Chito ain't really a threat to him. And I think Cejudo would just take him down and win by a decision. I don't rate Chito that much. He was literally a punching bag against Sean where he lost all rounds getting absolutely destroyed. He would not be a problem for Henry, and therefore Henry would be my pick. Moving on to the co-main event, which has already been confirmed, is Hill versus Jiri. This fight will not go to the distance, and both are coming back from knockout losses against Alex. The winner will probably be back in line for a title shot, and the loser should fight Carlos Ulberg in my opinion. So who do I have winning? Well, my pick will actually be Hill. I just think Jiri is way too wild, and leaves his chin exposed in majority of his fights, and doing that against Hill, who has power, isn't a great look. I also believe Hill wants this win more than Jiri, so my pick will be Hill by knockout. Maybe a hot take, but should be a banger regardless. Now for the main event, which is rumored to be, is Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan, which will be the most competitive fight for Islam in the lightweight division on paper. Islam did win against Arman in their first fight years ago, but now both fighters have improved a lot since then. Arman just beat Charles in a split decision, and Islam just had a 5-round war with Dustin where he got the submission win in the last round. This will probably be Makhachev's last fight in the lightweight division, or at least his last big threat in the division. We know he wants to move up. And also there is a possible super fight against Ilya, but my pick is easy. I'm obviously going with Islam by either TKO or a decision win. I believe Arman will put up a great fight, but the more experienced fighter will get the win. Let me know what you think of my lineup for UFC 311, and if you agree with my picks, see you in the next one. Bye bye.